No, it's going to be good. There's definitely... This is something I'm going to address here because I made a public statement about this, but there was a lot of outrage about the... or a lot of very public outrage about the Lord of the Rings Online expansion. For those of you that haven't seen the Lord of the Rings Online expansion, the Mordor Expansion that's going to be coming out, looks very, very interesting and exciting, but some people were upset by the prices. The base... no, I did Crucible, but the base expansion for the game is going to cost... Oh god, I can't remember. Is it Eye? I think it's Fist? I think it's Storm's Eye. Please be right. Good. A lot of people are upset about the actual cost of the Lord of the Rings Online expansion, and there's a couple reasons for that. Number one is that the basic game, the base expansion, like, just to address like kind of what it is, the base expansion costs $40. You can get the collector's edition. The collector's edition costs $80. And then there's the Super Ultra Mega Legendary Edition, the Ultimate Fan Bundle or something, which costs $130. All right, so there are a couple of reasons why people are upset about the prices. One, the Ultimate Edition costs $130, but it gives you no physical content, just in-game content, which seems crazy to a lot of people considering the Ultimate Editions for other games usually only at top peter out around $100. For example, I bought the Morrowind Ultimate Edition for about $100, but like for Elder Scrolls, but the Super Ultra, like more expensive version actually came with like physical stuff, so they give you like a map or whatever. Whereas the DDO one doesn't come, or not the Lord of the Rings Online one doesn't come with that. So some people are upset about the type of content that comes in the Ultimate Edition, considering it costs $130. And then another thing people are upset about is the price, the fact that the Collector's Edition comes with the High Elf race, and the base edition of the expansion does not. The $40 edition of the expansion does not come with the High Elf race. So, I'm just going to quickly belt out my opinions on this one. Something I've been seeing a lot online is that, oh, the expansion is too expensive. It literally costs $130 to get the new expansion. This is totally ridiculous. That's very wrong. The expansion is $40. So, you can buy it for $40. However, locking the new race behind an $80 paywall is ridiculous. I don't understand this. I don't know why they put the new race behind the $80 paywall. That seems completely crazy to me. Just considering the fact that, like, here's a perfect example. Let's just say, I can just start front clearing this. It's only difficulty. Let's just say, for example, that World of Warcraft announces World of Warcraft Legion, $60 expansion, crazy. It's gonna be awesome. You get to team up with Illidan again, Illidan Stormrage, and you're gonna be fighting demons and all this other stuff. Really cool. But to get the Demon Hunter class, you have to buy the Collector's Edition, which costs like $100. You think people will be okay with that? You see advertisements? Oh my god, you get to play as Illidan Stormrage? Man, this is the coolest thing ever. I love Illidan Stormrage. I have like a picture of him in my house, and like I look up to him every night before I go to bed. He's like the greatest guy ever. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, to play a Demon Hunter, you have to pay extra money. People would lose their collective minds, okay? On the High Elf is Standing Stone Games has not been clear with the method. So, but from what people understand is because the expansion will not be available with Lotro points until update 32, which comes in December, or not 32, whatever, update 22 or something that comes in December. It looks like because that is going to be the case with the actual expansion, that the High Elf, which will be available with Lotro points, which will cost 1,000 Lotro points, which has been already been announced, won't be available immediately. Which means that if you want to play the High Elf in the first 6 months of the expansion, you have to spend the $80. And if you don't want to spend the $80, you can buy it with Lotro points way deep into the expansion. Right? But could you imagine, like WoW or Blizzard doing something like that? I mean, I know Blizzard are a bunch of fucking shills, but I still could not imagine them actually making a decision like that, where it was like, yeah, by the way, we're not going to release the actual expansion content or one of the classes until you buy the Super Special Extra Edition. Like, people would crucify Blizzard for that, and they would deserve it, but yeah. Yeah. So, most of the complaints a lot of people had are completely illegitimate, being like, oh my god, the expansion costs like $1 jillion, and this is really annoying, and blah, blah, blah. Because, you know what, I'm going to be totally honest. The expansion costs $40. You get all the new content for $40. The problem is you don't get all the new content. Something that is direct content in the game is locked behind a collector's edition. And I think that's really weird. I don't mean extra content like a cool weapon or a cosmetic. I mean actual in-game content is somehow locked behind a collector's edition until available release later. I think it's a huge mistake on their part. It's whoever the marketing guy is doing a terrible job of figuring that one out. I don't know. I think the expansion is probably going to be really good overall, and I don't think that a high elf race will be like a must-have race. Like, oh, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. People that don't have the high elf race are going to be super lagging behind or something. It's going to be really overpowered. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I do think that it is just a bad idea not to... Oh, I didn't click the... I don't know what the door combo is. I didn't click it.
Nobody did that.
No, I'll go check real quick. But yeah, so it's just I just think that was honestly like a mistake on their part. I'm kind of hoping they will see their senses and either make it available on day one, not the whole expansion, but just the high elf available for 1,000 points. Because if they don't, there's going to be a lot of angry people, and that's a really bad way to say, hey, by the way, we're Standing Stone Games, and we are all about gamers and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, we're going to like make it so you have to spend $80 to get key expansion content. So that was kind of disappointing and upsetting.
Or down, up, up, down.
Down, up, down. It is down, up, down. Dude. We need favorite soul cleric passes.